Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stefan from Better Brain here. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, I didn't advertise this on purpose because it's quite a special topic to me, and I didn't really want people to get the wrong idea, because I called it, if you want to have a great life, start with why. And you're probably wondering, how is this related to my health, Stefan? Well, I will show you in a minute how. Look at this. We've gone up the world. We've got the whiteboard today. I've got the pen and paper, and I want to get involved as much as possible. Because let me just actually, what we'll do is we will allow the comments, and I want you guys to tell me where you're listening from. I want you to tell me if you have any questions for today. And at the end of the video, I will share with you one little hack that I learned to help with this stuff. Hello, Mr. Gospodinov. How are you today? I'm doing well, Mags. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying the sun. We went for a walk earlier. We're getting some vitamin D. Hey, Dad. The two biggest fans are always here. But anyways, guys, if you want to jump on here, let me know if there's any questions that you want me to answer. Someone is actually giving a talk on this next week. Awesome. Let us know in the link, Maria, and I will make sure that our listeners get that as well. But this I want to link to health and well-being. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a massive believer in understanding why we do things, and the reason why I founded Better Brain was actually to link the power of the mindset and the psychology of health, not just giving people information about here's your new diet or here's your new exercise. Does that make sense? And let me ask you this: how many of you guys have tried a different diet before and you found it amazing, or you went on a 20-minute walk and you thought to yourself, you know what, I'm going to do this every single day because I felt so much better after? How long did that last? I'm exactly the same. Don't worry. It's just human nature. This is how the brain works. And we've got more people joining. Awesome, guys. But it's just how the brain works. It's human psychology. Unless something becomes automated, unless you do something many times, it doesn't become a habit. But even when it becomes a habit, if the reason is not big enough, guess what? It just doesn't stay there for a long time. And when it comes to whatever the goal is, losing weight, I want to have more energy. I want to make sure that I don't get the coronavirus. I want to make sure that my body is very resilient. My immune system is high. You've got to do the things. You've got to put the work in. It doesn't just happen. But if you know these health hacks that I talk about, if you know these tiny little tips and strategies of how to get your health better, then you should be good. Awesome. So let's see if this works. You guys need to tell me if you can see this. How many of you are aware of a guy called Simon Sinek? Have you heard of the guy before? Simon Sinek. He is a legend. He is so intelligent. I think he's British-born American author, and he gives a TED talk. And for those of you who haven't made introduction to TED, and no, Julie, that's not your dog. I know what you're thinking. TED is a company. They give free seminars and free workshops from some of the world's most intelligent people. And it could be anything to do with saving the planet. It could be to do with how to earn money. It could be how to learn a new language, how the brain works, loads of different topics, how to bake. And anyways, Simon Sinek's talk on TED reached something like 5 million views or 5 million downloads. It's one of the most popular talks, and the reason behind it is because he talks sense. One of the things he talks about is if you're a natural leader, you need to understand your reason behind what you do. People don't buy into how you do stuff. People buy into what you do. And now I want to relate this to health, because when I watched the video, and I've watched him many times, I've read his book. His book is called, I have no affiliation with him, by the way. His book is called Start With Why. And it's a great read. It's an awesome read. It's kind of like one of those light switch moments. But anyways, so when I watched his video, there's just an epiphany just appeared, and I was like, oh my God, that is exactly how health works. So this is what happens. We normally start to act on things in life based on outside in. So if you have a headache, you go to the doctor, and what would a doctor say? Mags, do you want to answer the question? I know we've talked this many times. So if you go to a doctor and they say, I have a headache, you say they have a headache, what the doctor might say is, okay, cool, here is a pill. No one asks the question, why is the headache there? Does it come from outside in or does it come from inside out? And quite often it's things like dehydration, not having the right diet. It could be time of the month. There's so many different things, but usually it's an inside job that presents as a symptom on the outside. So what we need to look at, especially when it comes to health, is you have to understand your why. You have to understand your why. The second thing is then the how. I will explain this in a minute so it makes more sense. And the third thing is the what. Cool. Are you guys with me? Mike's saying, yes, have a pill. It's exactly the same. It's what we call it. It's a reactive medicine. And that's okay because it saves lives. But many times I need to encourage people to look after themselves first before they start to think about symptoms and illnesses. Because the human body is designed to stay healthy and is designed to adapt. So I'll do this 1 second, guys. Awesome. You guys will be able to see better this way. Now, what the hell does this actually mean? So, for example, I'll take a client of mine as an example. When you ask them, what is your goal? They'll normally say, oh, I want to go on the diet and I want to lose weight. So I would say to them, well, is this your why? Weight loss. And they'll be like, yeah, I want to lose weight. And then I say, no, I don't want to work with you. And they think I'm bonkers. But actually, weight loss or a six-pack or having more muscular body it just isn't a good enough motive for the brain to get to work for long periods of time. Does that make sense? So your why needs to be so big that whatever you choose to do becomes so much easier because you will wake up every morning and you will know exactly what drives you. We call those things your core values. Dr. John Demartini says these core values are principles that we live by. And if I look at you, I'll be able to tell you your principles. So if I look at someone and they have a Ferrari and they have an amazing house, but they're divorced 3 times, I know that their principles are money, material things, and chasing success. They're not necessarily family. Does that make sense? If you see someone who's got a six-pack, who's got beautiful skin, who eats vegetables and fruit and goes to the gym and has a happy relationship with their family and their friends, I know that their health, their core principles, their values, their why is health. It is just it's just a byproduct of that. What's Maria saying? Well, the functional medicine practitioner will ask why. So medicine is changing, although very slowly. Yeah, functional medicine is very different than medicine. I totally agree. I had a bunch of friends. We interviewed Dr. Jamie and Dr. Judith on the show 2 weeks ago, and they're functional medicine practitioners, and they said we always start with why. But your why needs to be things like, basically, do you guys know there's human needs? We have human needs that we need to meet in order to be happy, because ultimately your why should be happy. You can tell I'm not an artist. Happy and healthy. Who doesn't want that? I've never heard of someone saying, I don't want to be happy. I want to feel miserable all the time. Happiness is the ultimate goal. How do we get there is, again, everything is interlinked. But my understanding is that if you don't have your health, you cannot be happy. You can't function well. You're always worried, because the number one basic rule for human psychology is survival. If you're worried about your weight, if you're worried about your health, if you're worried about your asthma, your diabetes, then that's all you care about. You don't really care about happiness. You don't really care about functioning at your optimum. You don't care about having amazing energy to do all the things you want to do in life. So unless you meet that first human need, unless that's met, you can't get to the next level. But here is the cool thing. When I start asking clients, why do you want to lose the weight? They're like, oh, I just want to feel skinny. Why do you want to feel skinny? Well, I just want to fit in my jeans. Why do you want to fit in your jeans? And they're like, because I want to look better for my holiday. I say, okay, why? Oh, because I want my husband to see me, or I want to be noticed, or I want to be appreciated, or I want to be loved. And then you know, okay, awesome. That person has got it figured out. It's not about the weight loss. It's about the deeper meaning behind it. But don't get me wrong. Quite often, people themselves don't know that's what they want. They just want weight loss. They just want magic quick pill. They just want a six-pack. They just want the beach body. And it's not how the brain works. You've got to understand what is your why. And this is why with the Better Brain method, one of the things I start with is getting people to understand their why. Does that make sense, guys? And by the way, I will actually show you how one of the simplest exercises you can do at the end of the video to find out what's going on here to a deeper level. Okay? Awesome. Told you I'll be on fire today. I've got a whiteboard. It's all happening. Guys, tell me, what is your biggest aha moment so far? Is there anything that is really starting to click? Especially if you've tried things in the past and you failed or it didn't work when it comes to your health and your well-being. Max is saying, I want energy into my later years. That's fantastic, Max. Do you know why? Because you're not saying, I want to feel energy tomorrow. You're actually looking ahead, and the brain is starting to paint a picture of what your life could be if you go towards pleasure, or if you don't do anything and you just stay with the pain of not having the energy. Because we always go, either we do things for two different reasons. We do things to go towards pleasure, or we do things to step away from pain. Now, initially, people actually feel more motivated if it's stepping away from pain. So having a painful knee, for example, will make you do something a lot more than me saying to you, can you do this so you don't get painful knee? It's just human nature. But the why should be things like love, appreciation, esteem, status. They're things that really, really matter when it comes to the way your brain works. Love is one of the biggest things I find when people are starting to, when people make the decision to get healthier. One of the things they want to do is to feel loved. I just want my husband to notice me. I want my girlfriend to notice me. I want my kids to know that I'm healthy. I want to have love for my grandkids so I can pick them up and throw them in there and catch them. But if my back is bad, or if I've not looked after myself in the first 50 years of my life, I can't do that. So my encouragement for people is, let's get healthy and let's stay that way. Because if you know your why, the how and the what becomes super easy. But most people, this is what they do. Most people reverse it. Most people start with, oh, what am I going to do? Then I'll learn how to do it. They never get to the core of why they're doing things. So if the why is love and appreciation and feeling vibrant and healthy, the how might be things like, well, I'm going to go on a diet. And that's fine. That's cool. Or the how might be, I might start to exercise or get more physically active. That's cool. They're methods of how to get your why. I understand that. But it shouldn't be about weight loss. Making sense? Gosh, this diagram is starting to look really messy. Awesome, guys. And then finally, the what is what we have available everywhere. The what is, okay, if I want to go on a diet because I want to feel more appreciated and I just finally want to change my lifestyle, or I don't want to be judged because I'm a big lady. Max, thank you so much for sharing that, by the way. You're beautiful just the way you are. But anyways, the what is so simple. The what is, you've got limitless options. You've got paleo diet. You've got vegan diet. You've got keto diet. You've got freaking hundreds of thousands of diets out there. Everyone wants to come up with a new diet, right? What can be exercise? It can be HIIT training. We talked about this yesterday. If you didn't watch the video from yesterday, go and watch it, because we talked about how you can optimize your health and your potential. Is that making sense? Why should be established first before the how and before the what. Most people go what, how, and why. So what we've done is we've just completely reverse engineered it, and we said, listen, guys, unless you understand the reason behind you do what you do, it doesn't matter for the long term. Yes, you might lose weight for the next 6 weeks. Guess what? 60% of people put the weight back on in the first 4 years, and they put more weight if they go on a restrictive diet. Whew, man, rant is almost over. So I want to help you out, guys, and I want to show you how you can find your why. One of the easiest exercises is, see if we can change this for you. Can you guys see? Find my why. The Japanese call it ikigai. The ikigai means your purpose for life, your purpose for living. It means, you know how some like Eastern cultures are so They know exactly what they want from life. They're always content. They seem happy. Depression levels are lower. It's because they wake up with purpose and they know what is their biggest reason for doing so. So what I want from you guys today, like in a minute when this video finishes, I want you to put the pens down, put the phones down, get a piece of paper, like literally old school piece of paper, and write your top 3 core values that you think are truly yours. Don't try to pick someone else's. If you're really struggling to pick 3, yes, you can choose things like freedom and family and happiness, whatever they are, but choose your 3 core values. Core value number 1, and write it down. Core value number 2, write it down. Core value number 3, and I want you to write it down. Yeah? Awesome. Hey, Mohammed, he's saying he's from Malaysia. Awesome place. I haven't been. My other half has been to Malaysia. Are you guys healthy over there? Because UK and the States, we're not doing so well, but we'll get there. My core values, for example, and again, core values should be different for different people, and they will change over a long period of time. For example, when you're young, you probably don't care about having a family and the health of your kids. When you have kids, you probably get really nervous about them going out and drinking alcohol and smoking and coming back late and what's going on. And, you know, so your priorities should change with time. My number 1 priority is health. Can't even spell it today. That's because of my personal story. If you don't follow my work, I share this on my podcast, the Better Brain podcast, and that's where we go quite deep into my reason behind why I started this company. Second one, family and friends. I actually sometimes think that I'm not doing so well with this one, so I really want to work on it this year, family and friends, and spend time with people. And freedom. And freedom means I want my time. And that's why I started. That's why I started businesses, because I don't want to exchange my time for money. But these are my values, and I want you guys to figure out what yours are. You can share them here if you want. Of course, this is a place to share, and obviously we're all friends. But I hope this is making sense, guys. Like I said, this is not my work. This is the work of someone else. I've just modeled it and engineered it to health, not to business, not to make money, not to success, to health, because that's what I care about. I want to make health go viral. I love that you guys help move that. What I will do is right now I will download I hope you guys can see me still. I will download, I'll put a link below. This is something I created. Like I said to you guys, I'm starting to share my work finally, but this is a simple table I created with foods that can really benefit your health and enhance your health. And also it shows you what foods to stay away from. I think you'll find it really helpful. I call it the Better Brain Diet or the Better Brain Food Map. Like I said, it's free to download. It's yours if you want it. And I'm already noticing loads of people are starting to download it. So I love and appreciate you guys for doing that. And one final announcement. When it comes to health, this year I decided to do workshops, free workshops with people to show them what I found that's worked for me. These kind of principles, share some of my health hacks, the cool and sexy things. And we have our first one coming up next Wednesday, the 13th of May at 7 p.m. If you want the link, let me know, or I'll put it in here later. We should have some spaces available. My limit will probably like 50 people because I don't want too many people to be joining at the same time. And I will be talking about how to boost and enhance your health naturally without having to spend tons and tons of time in the gym or restrictive diets or going on all sorts of pills and supplements. All right? Awesome, guys. Now, like I said, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. I still see the same people here every night, so this means so much to me. Look after yourselves, stay healthy, and remember, let's make health go viral. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.